Welcome back. Now we've got the final video, your action steps and things that you can do to make a significant difference in your business. So we'll jump straight in and go to the diagnostic overview. So the very first one that we're going to look at will be the direct contact. Then we've got network and search, awareness and educate, which of course, as you already know, are the 4 quadrants that we work through to take you from being invisible to being influential. So the very first one, as mentioned, is direct contact. And in this quadrant, you are going to focus on building and growing your database and segmenting your database, which is why we have database management. And if you don't have a database, it's very important to actually start one. Being visible on social media is the second step on a daily basis. Not necessarily on all platforms, perhaps choose 1 or 2 to start with, particularly where your ideal client is, and do that exceptionally well. The objective of this quadrant is to move people from your social media into your community, into an engaging way, and interacting with them on a daily basis through social media, interacting with them with high valuable newsletter and information content, and then obviously phoning and emailing them. Obviously too, spamming is not allowed in this area. The key action, however, is keeping in regular contact with your community, and it's all aimed at positioning you as their go-to person. The person to call or to recommend when a person knows what they want and is looking for the kinds of services or programs that it is that you sell and offer. You build their trust, you become very familiar with them because of the way that you share and educate them, and the way in which you manage your personal presence and your personal brand and identity. In the second quadrant, network or search, this is the key focused areas here are your inbound referrals, which are your inbound referrals here, and recommendations that come in from others, plus optimizing both your website where possible and most definitely your LinkedIn profile, particularly for the search words, etc., that your clients use to look for you. Many people can't afford to do Google search words here, and often when you're starting out it's not the place to be doing it anyway, because we morph and grow in our business, but you can certainly do that very well through here and through a LinkedIn keyword searches, etc., and utilizing your keywords. This is about maximizing your ability to be found. So let me repeat that. This quadrant is about maximizing your ability to be found by those that are searching for you before they ask their network of connections for referrals. So they either will do a Google search or they'll say, hey, can you recommend somebody? And this is where it's very important to have a solid and positive reputation when you are referred to somebody, particularly by a third party. And this is where your influence and positioning and personal branding is so important. The key action here is to do optimization wherever you can. The most cost-effective place to do that, of course, is your LinkedIn profile. And that is how, because of course LinkedIn is a search engine now, and it's a search engine just like Google, but it's a search engine for business. So keep that in mind. The next quadrant is the awareness quadrant. And in this, the idea is to focus on building your awareness, staying relevant to your community. Ensure that you are constantly in front of your ideal target market, and that's why we suggest speaking as a good option to do that. The key action here is to be is both online and offline. It's about attending networking events, networking with the right people and the right audiences, speaking to groups, and proactively connecting with your potential clients, which of course is something you can do very easily on through LinkedIn. The fourth and final quadrant is the education quadrant, and this is all about teaching and sharing your knowledge, demonstrating your expertise, and very importantly to help people have forward movement even without you. Because if you help people have forward movement, they will remember you most, and they will talk about you, and they will actually eventually and often connect you with people that are looking for your help and are looking to become more and to grow. And this is a change maker action, helping people have forward movement. Make your content relevant and demonstrative of what it is that you do, so people can clearly understand what you do and how to explain you to others. If you're educating your community well, they will find it easy to explain you. And if you find it difficult to explain you, can you only imagine how difficult it is for your clients to explain you? So one of the key actions here is for yourself is to obviously unpack your inner genius so you can educate yourself in your own understanding of what it is that you do, so you can then educate with relevant information and content to your community. The key actions here are writing articles, blogs, designing and implementing a clear and strategic social media campaign. And no, I don't mean promoting just your events, I mean educating them. And for anyone that's been around me, my call cry is educate, educate, educate. And in many cases, this may require, as I mentioned, unpacking your inner genius. Because unless you have already done this and you love to write, this is an area that you'll need to do the most work in. This often can be the hardest place to start. It certainly was for me. But when you have unpacked and stepped out some of the stuff that you do instinctively, that you know so well and intimately, it just makes it easier to be able to share the information, and you get a whole new level of inspirational excitement. Plus, of course, you need to know and understand who your ideal target market is. And by understand, I mean intimately understand your ideal target market, their fears, their frustrations, their desires, and their problems that they're occurring. And you need to be able to help them see themselves in the educational posts that you do. So it helps them transform their way of thinking. So when they are ready, they know who you are, and they know that you are able to help them. And that's part of being influential. So just to wrap up, I want to say very, very quickly here that it's very important to have a look at the whole picture. Now, that whole picture can certainly be overwhelming, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. What I suggest you do is focus on 3 out of 12 of the elements. And ensure that you choose a cross-section of those elements. The key ones that we often work with directly, and this, even though there's not something in the educate section here, we're doing the education through the daily visibility, through the way that we reach out and the way that we manage our network and referrals. And you can do articles and your social media posts that are educating here in this in that daily visibility. So key things here, focus on 3 out of the 12 to start with. Start wherever suits and feels right to you. Make sure you work across the quadrants to give yourself impact and visibility and the level of growth that you're looking for. So I hope that's all been very, very helpful to you, and I look forward to being able to help you further. Please do remember, If you are looking for more assistance and you want to have a little bit more of a discussion about specificities as to how you should be doing things as it relates to your personal and personalised profile, etc., then please do reach out to me. I am more than happy to help. Thank you very much, and you have a great day. Cheers for now.